twice, three times the champions. Champions of Europe finally. History made in Istanbul. The treble complete. The greatest story in club history has an ending. And what a final chapter.
You can't even say it's just Palace, because any Premier League team is just, you got to take them seriously. But they're our bogey team. We play first. That's what I'm really, I'm hanging my hat on the idea of piling on that pressure onto Arsenal, Liverpool, and for some reason Villa as well are now scaring us. You've got to respect Villa. You've got to respect them right now because they beat us and they beat us comfortably. So are they in a title race? We'll see. Let's see in a couple of months. But we've got to pile the pressure on today, and this is such a good opportunity for Manchester City to really send a statement into the Premier League before we go away to the Club World Cup. Likeliness is we're going to win it, considering the opposition. You never know, but I like to think we are by far and away the favourites in that tournament. So we should come back with a new trophy, a nice shiny new trophy to stick in the cabinet. It's getting pretty full. We need to expand, don't we, that trophy cabinet, because it's getting pretty full. I was really hoping for today as well, because City, the club, have been sending out these medals. You might have seen one, treble winners medals, to all of the season ticket holders, which includes me, because I was a season ticket holder last season and I applied for it. I was hoping it arrived today. I've seen other City fans, but trust me, in future streams, I am going to be donning that medal probably every stream. Like a right twat. I feel like it. I feel like anyone who comes onto the stream who's not a City fan, it's just a little reminder of what we're all about, permanently in your face. I'm just gutted I couldn't have worn it today. So next stream, hopefully, I'll have a nice shiny treble winners medal for you, as if I did anything. I don't know why I get a medal. I did precisely nothing towards that treble, other than going, come on! That's it. That's about it. That was my involvement. But I'll accept the medal. I'm not too humble. I'm not too humble to not accept a medal. I'll take any kind of medal. I'm happy to have a medal. But good to see so many of you in the chat already. Letty was in there nice and early. Hit the like button, Blues. I appreciate that, Letty. And Douglas as well is looking forward to this one. Travis, loving the lineup. I agree, mate, and I'll get onto that shortly because I'm excited about it. I got a couple of things wrong, and Nunes was my kind of hope. Gone with Rico Lewis, but I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about that at all. I'm actually quite excited about Rico Lewis, and the faith that Pep Guardiola clearly has in Rico Lewis now is a real indication of the player he is, and where can he go? Where's his ceiling? Where can Rico Lewis cap? Where's his finish line as a player in terms of his quality and learning the game? I mean, every day is a school day with Pep Guardiola, isn't it? But still, I mean, the amount of faith that Pep has in him is immense, and I'm so glad. I can see why. I mean, he's an amazing player. Got James in the chat. Jan as well. Good to see you, Jan. Hope you're doing well. Section 20. Roy's in the chat as well. Amon, Class Charleston, Nix. Let's go, Stefan, Vinny, Timmy, AK as well. Good to see you guys. Really good to see you. Get straight onto that team news. We've got Edison in goal. I think we're going to go for the flat back four. Looking at this team, I can't imagine anyone's going to be pushing out of defence with this team now into midfield to complete that box. I feel like it's more now Alvarez dropping deep. And that was always the reason why when Erling Haaland played, how John Stones pushing in, that was to I say the word compensate for Erling Haaland. I think that's quite a disrespectful word to Erling Haaland, because although his attributes do somewhat need compensating for, in terms of his inability to drop and collect the ball, he's not a false nine. That's all I'm trying to say. He's not ever going to be a false nine. He is an out-and-out traditional number nine. If anything, he's redefined the number 9 with his just the fact that his speed as well, and every box is ticked with Erling Haaland. And no Erling Haaland today, of course. But anyway, Walker, Diaz, Ake, Gvardiol complete the back four. In front of them, you've got Rodri. I'm imagining Rico Lewis and Bernardo Silva, who are sat in front of Rodri. I imagine Rico's the one who's going to be drifting and given a real responsibility today in that number 8 role, up and down the pitch effectively, helping Rodri in defensive midfield and then helping Bernardo Silva in the creative department. So he's got a task today, Rico Lewis, but he's got the engine for it, hasn't he? He did play midweek as well, so you're hoping that there's still fresh enough. I mean, what is he, 19? So he's fresh legs at that age, should be fine. Foden on the right is what I've gone for, Grealish on the left, and Alvarez up top. In terms of Crystal Palace, they do have a Crystal Palace debut for the former shitbag rag, Dean Henderson, who's in for Sam Johnston, who was injured against Liverpool. I thought it was going to be Remy Matthews stepping in, but Dean Henderson, that's a big plus because he's a good keeper. He is a good goalkeeper at the end of the day. As much as I don't like the guy because he's a United fan, he travels to the away games. He's been seen in the away end for United, so he's still a very big United fan who's stuck between the sticks today, trying to prevent Manchester City goals from going into the back of the net. So he's got an additional little bit of sprinkle of inspiration there to keep a clean sheet today. Willie, I don't know. I'm looking at the Palace defence, and I'm guessing that's a back 5. Joel Ward, who's pretty much always been a full-back, seems to have been tucked in to become part of the 3 centre-back. So at right wing-back, I'm guessing it's Nathaniel Klein. Left wing-back, who was a doubt for this game, and another real plus for Palace because he's a good player. Tyrick Mitchell coming in. He's got his hands full with Phil Foden, but Phil Foden's got his hands full in trying to get past Mitchell because he's a very good fullback, really tricky, difficult to get past. Nathaniel Klein, on the other hand, I feel like Grealish can do bits against him. I really do feel like Grealish, this is a good opportunity to show your creative dribbling prowess. Hopefully he can do that. In the middle 3 centre-backs, you've got Joel Ward, Mark Gay, who City have got an eye on, reportedly, as well. We were linked with him in summer, another centre-back, as if we need any more of them, but we were linked with him. Good player. And Joachim Andersen, who scored at the Etihad last season from a corner, so we've got to watch out for set pieces with this team. Chris Richards and Riedewald in the middle of the park, sitting in front of that back 5 with Elise Schlupp and Jean-Philippe Mateta leading the line for Manchester City, which is a very beatable team in my opinion. They've got that threat the other way though. Elise and Schlupp can carry the ball really well. Schlupp's work ethic is immense, really good. But still, we've got to be mindful of them on the counter-attack as well because it's Elise, set pieces as well. Elise on the ball, Anderson in the middle, Joel Ward, big guy, Mark Gay can leap. Chris Richards, big USA international. He's traditionally a centre-back who's playing in defensive midfield. He's a ball-playing centre-back, so he's been given that sort of John Stones role. Big guy again. Set pieces is where we could get undone today, if at all. Personally, I feel like we've got more than enough in our starting 11 to wipe the fucking floor with this lot. For once, can we just destroy Crystal Palace? I don't want it to be a close game. I feel like Palace, we never comfortably beat them. It's always an awkward fixture where we're just getting over the line, in particular at Selhurst Park. But, I mean, even at the Etihad, we've been struggling lately. With only Manchester United winning more games at the Etihad since Pep Guardiola's arrival than Crystal Palace. So our second worst bogey team at the Etihad is Crystal Palace. So, and we're facing them today, so we're going to have our hands full. But I still feel like there's more than enough in the bank here. New people in the chat as well, good to see you. Einstein as well. Nednat, thank you, Vinigo, great. God bless Blues. Travis again. Eric Welch, big up Johnny, about to travel to the in-laws, so won't catch the game, but I'll have updates on the phone. Hope you in the chat are doing well. Always doing well, Eric. Really appreciate that. Hope you are as well, mate, and I hope Arsenal get battered tomorrow. Sorry, but not sorry at the same time. Hope you're all right, mate. Enjoy your family do with the in-laws as much as that's physically possible to do. Enjoy. And David, good to see you as well, all the way from the US. Hope you're all right, mate. Hope you're all right. Been here since 1K. Have you really, mate? Oh, it's good to see you in the chat, mate. Thank you very much for the long-term support. Really appreciate that, mate. And Cyper NO177, Ake should be right back. Really? Why do you think that? I mean, he's a left-footed player, isn't he? Don't forget that. But yeah, no, I still feel the back four is what I've gone with there. I can't see anyone changing or inverting in that system. I don't want to see Walker coming forward unnecessarily so, given too much of that responsibility. Players are coming out. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Big up to Jeff, who's not in the chat yet, by the way. Jeff, who is, I'm sure anyone who's watched this before is a big Cortez as well. I see you, mate. I see you there, Cortez. Hope you're doing well. Jeff, who's a legend around here, has given me access to his accounts in the US so I can watch this 3 o'clock kickoff time here in the UK. Big up to Jeff. Jeff, anyone who wants to become a member can do. You get access to emojis, Pep Guardiola emojis, Doku, Kevin De Bruyne. I've added Rodri, Haaland. And now, because whatever Jeff asks, Jeff gets nowadays. He's got his own emoji. Jeff has his own emoji in the chat so you can see. He's a good-looking lad as well, so it was worth the emoji. It was worth it. Jeff is in the chat. Whether he's physically there or not, he will always be in the chat now as an emoji. So feel free to use that if anyone feels... There he is. Well done, Jan. There he is. Little Jeff's face. There he is. Also, in celebration of the revisited fixture of Liverpool versus Manchester United, I thought we could all enjoy a nice, delicious can of 7-Up. Cheers. Hopefully, someone gets beaten 7-0 tomorrow. Either or, really. I'm not too fussed. It's a win-win situation for City, isn't it? Really, to be honest. In fact, I actually want United to win. Because I think I consider them so beneath us in terms of a genuine title threat. Liverpool are the worrisome team, aren't they? They're the team to worry about for collecting the Premier League trophy this year. Them and Arsenal, mainly. So you got United have got to beat them, really. I hope they beat them. I don't think they will. I think they're going to get battered. And if they do get battered, that could be the end of Erik ten Hag's time as Manchester United manager, which is a sad day. Which is a sad day. But it depends who they bring in after that. It depends who they bring in. But anyway, no managerial worries for Manchester City because we have the main man, the only man, the best man for managing a football team in the world, Pep Guardiola. So, yeah, I mean, I still believe this team. And it wasn't that long ago that City fans were so worried about writing off the Premier League. It's done, we're never going to win, and there was so much negativity, and it just goes to show just a bit of patience and a bit of reasoning with this team. And all of a sudden we could finish today 1 point behind Liverpool, with them playing tomorrow against United, ahead of Arsenal. We could leapfrog them. All of a sudden it's very, very attractive looking Premier League table. Team's about to get underway. Paul Tierney is the referee today. Full house at the Etihad. Looking good. I do miss it, I must admit. I do miss it. Good to see you, Gregory. And Iklasul, I think I've pronounced that right. I hope I have, mate. AK as well. Gamers. And Anthony as well. Your drink, the score prediction. Nah, mate. 7-0 for today. I can't see that being 7-0. I do feel like it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go for 3-1 City. Game's about to get underway. Crystal Palace are about to kick off. Jean-Philippe Mateta. Or it's Elise on the ball, rather. Got James as well in the chat. Good to see you, James, all the way from Thailand. And we're off. Come on, City. Straight up the other end. And it's booted out for a throw-in. That's like one of those common actions ever, isn't it, at the start of a kickoff? Just get the ball, boot it out for a throw-in, and then the game starts. Don't know why we have to do that every time. We just go through it every time, don't we? Just boot it up the pitch. Well, the other teams do. We tend to just boot it straight back to Edison, don't we? Woy looks worried, says Einstein. Mustafa, how you doing, mate? What you eating? Everyone, we need to know what you're eating, Mustafa. Rice and beans? Chicken? I don't know, but that's a formality for Mustafa to announce his food for the day in the chat. And I look forward to it, in truth. I look forward to it. Some plasma. Jesus. Is that even legal? What, like ectoplasma? You're off your tits, mate. Foden closing down. Offside, though. Palace are bang out of form right now as well. I think they've got a possible 5 points from a... no, they have got 5 points from a possible 45 in the last 2.5 months, which is atrocious form. But they're better away from home. They've accumulated more than 2/3 of their points away from home. So, yeah, we've got our hands cut out today. Our work cut out, sorry, today. If we don't play at 100%, they could catch us cold. He's big, isn't he, Mateta? We've got to be mindful of him. He's a big physical presence. And he's just thrown the ball away. Should have been booked already, to be honest. Plasma equals biscuit. Oh, right. Is that in a different language? Or is it a make of biscuit? I love how Mustafa, with one word, plasma, has just caused chaos in the chat. Plasma? What the fuck is plasma? See, I know plasma is like a gooey liquid. That's what I always thought plasma was. I'm not sure if it's even real, is it? Adney in the chat as well. Good to see you, mate. Okay, back to Ruben Diaz. All camped in the Crystal Palace half right now. Only Ederson is in our half right now, which is hopefully the pattern of play being established early on with City dominating the ball. Diaz with a really sloppy long ball, though, trying to find Gvardiol, who'd made his way forward down the touchline. It was a bit wayward there from Diaz. Manx love a biscuit. They do, mate. They do. Not sure what my favourite biscuit is. What is my favourite biscuit? Clubs are pretty good. Who remembers them? Clubs. They're pretty good because they're so chocolatey. There's like a millimetre of biscuit in there, and it's just basically 100%. It's like 99% chocolate, which is probably why it's my favourite biscuit. Dean Henderson with the ball. Yeah, McVitie's, caramel McVitie's, though. Normal McVitie's are okay. Do like them, but the caramel McVitie's with that little layer of caramel inside, so nice. Mateta with the push there on Rodri's forced him to play a ball way wide. City look frustrated, you know. There's some movement and body language from City. Rodri's just doing that at the referee, and in fairness, he has a point, because he was pushed by Mateta as he was passing the ball, made him fall as he was passing it, and he boots it out for a throw-in as a result of the push. Nothing given, though. Bit frustrating. Ake was earlier throwing his arms in the air as well, because Mateta, the same person who just pushed Rodri, and Mateta's just been pushed in the back. Nothing given. So at least he's staying consistently shit, Paul Tierney. You don't mind if it's shit all the time, because then you get to understand that, oh, you're always shit, are you? You're not shit just for City, and then really good decisions for Crystal Palace. You are consistently shit. I'd rather that. At least we all know what we're setting ourselves up for. So far, consistently bobbins. Ruben Diaz, Kyle Walker. Back to Diaz. It's going to be a long day, this. I've got a feeling that the Palace defence here is going to be a difficult one to break down. They have got a good defensive record this season. Reasonably good. Bernardo Silva carrying the ball forward. Kyle Walker joins in. Lovely little ball into the middle, and it's Alvarez. Oh, what a ball from Kyle Walker, who, in fairness, I've been slating for his ability to dink one into the box. But that was delicious. And more of that, please, Kyle Walker, because what a ball that was. That was on a plate for Alvarez. And in fairness, Alvarez just couldn't get enough power on his header. Tried to guide it into that far corner. If he went the other corner, it would probably leave Dean Henderson flat-footed, but because he carried the ball from the path of the cross, he sort of carried it on with his head into the far corner. But good early chance that from City, made by Kyle Walker. Corner comes whipping in. Rodri near post, bobbling around, cleared. Jeff's in the chat. You enjoying your emoji, mate? Enjoy it, mate. Don't spat there. It's on the chat. I see it straight away. I knew Jeff's face was going to appear in the chat. Corner ball, Alvarez. It's a deep one, very deep. Ake, all the space in the world, nods it across, and it's sort of cleared by Palace. Ruben Diaz tried to get his foot across from the nod back, across goal, back post header from Ake, and Diaz tried to hook it in some fashion towards goal, but gets it, skews it wide and out for a goal kick. Is it weird, Jeff? I don't know. I don't know how it must feel to have your own face as an emoji. I mean, if I was on my phone and I typed in a certain thing or my face appeared as an emoji, I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. But we are sniffing Section 20. We are. Last fixture. Did anyone watch the Club Leon versus Urara? If that's how you pronounce them. Urawa. Red Diamonds. That's what I'm going to call them. Red Diamonds. It's easier. Gamer Boying. Good to see you, mate. But yeah, did anyone watch that? I watched it. What a waste of time that was. They were absolutely crap. Both of them. Both teams were so poor. I watched it a little bit half-heartedly. I was busy doing something. I had it on next to me and I was like glancing at it. But it was a very low standard of football and it gave me a lot of confidence for the FIFA Club World Cup. Thinking we should be coming back with a trophy here, to be honest. Rodri carrying the ball forward. Back to Ake. Grealish. First time he's touched the ball, really. Grealish plays it to Gvardiol. And we can't forget that they're riddled with injuries, Crystal Palace right now. They are struggling. Suspension as well for Jordan Ayew. Kyle Walker's, that was great, into Rodri. Foden outside to Bernardo Silva. One-on-one with Mitchell. Kyle Walker's come back to offer. He lays it to Kyle Walker, whips it in, and oh, it's a good ball from Kyle Walker. That Phil Foden gets in the way, if anything. Blocks it with his back. And he was looking for that dangerous channel in front of Dean Henderson, Kyle Walker. But so far, I mean, Kyle Walker's done all right. I don't want to see it too often, but he's clearly been working on crossing in training because there were two good crosses coming in. Khalid, mate, really appreciate that super chat. Really, really good of you, mate. All the best to you, my friend. Hope you're doing really good. Where you from, Khalid? Hope you're all good, mate. Jeff's prediction, super chat as well. Appreciate that, Jeff. Really good of you. The Jeff diction for the game is Rico Lewis first. Mate, oh, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. Kyle Walker. Hasn't touched the ball yet, Rico Lewis, I don't think, yet. It's going to be really difficult to find pockets of space today because of this Palace formation. It's banked of 5 with 4 in front of them. Mateta is barely offering an out ball. He's basically playing in defensive midfield himself. Diaz carrying the ball forward. Kyle Walker out to Bernardo Silva. One-on-one with Mitchell. Tries a little step over. Mitchell looks a bit worried here. Kyle Walker's cross is a poor one this time. Ruben Diaz, first time strike. Ooh, not a million miles away there. Tried to whip it into that top corner. Might have been closer than I thought there. You know, I'm not sure how far away this was. But Kyle Walker's cross then was, yeah, that's the Kyle Walker's cross that I've become familiar with. Abysmal. But let's not knock his first 2 crosses because they were good. That's close. Ruben Diaz. With a cultured right foot there. Tried to whip it into the top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner rather. Luton 1-0 up, are they? You're from Abu Dhabi. All the way from Abu Dhabi, mate. Hope you're doing well, Khalid, anyway. And I appreciate the super chat. Really good. Thank you, mate. Gamer Boyne's from there as well. Gecko, do you have a prediction for Liverpool's match versus United? I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool. Not quite 7-0. But 3-0. I didn't go out to buy this, by the way. I'm not that sad. I didn't specifically go out to buy 7-Up just to make a crap joke about United. Rico Lewis bringing the ball forward. Into Rodri. He dinks it. Oh! Tried to toe-bung it. I think that's his only option in that situation because he'd overran it. A nice, cute little ball from Rico Lewis into the path of Rodri, who finds himself bearing down on goal right in the middle of the pitch. So his touch overruns it a little bit. He was stretching for the ball, to be honest, from Rico's pass. And because he had to stretch for it, the next action only available to him was a hopeful toe bung that went wide of the mark. Bernardo left wing, Gvardiol playing high. He's playing right wing, Bernardo, I think, Douglas. But Gvardiol is definitely playing pretty high up the pitch. As soon as we lost the ball, though, you can see City have got a flat back four. It is pretty much the formation that I've gone with. It is pretty much that so far. No, it's not. No, it's not. Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden, swap them around. And that's it, basically. Section 20, I go in Alvarez, double, Silva and Bob to come on and bag a fourth. So Soho's on the bench, and he's done well there to get himself a... but no Micah Hamilton, which is... I mean, out of the two players from the previous game against Red Star, I know which player I would rather have on the bench. But do we need another attack-minded player? It's clearly not about the player quality. It's more probably about cover for Rodri. And that's Sissoko. I mean, we have got Calvin Phillips on the bench as well, to be fair. So, what are my predictions for top four? I'm going to go City first. I'm going to go Arsenal second, Liverpool third, and then Spurs. Just Spurs. I mean, we could have a fifth spot to worry about now, haven't we, with the new format of the Champions League. So we could have 5 Premier League Champions League teams next season. And if it is a fifth, I hope it's Villa. Because Newcastle have fallen off a bit, haven't they? There was slowly a little bit of a mini table forming underneath Spurs, Arsenal, City and Liverpool. Gvardiol down the left side. Oh, it's sloppy. Telegraph that. Gets back, tries to get back. Elise's offering a counter-attacking threat, but Gvardiol slows him down. Gets back there, does well there, Gvardiol, to be fair, but the ball inside was not a good one. Rico Lewis mops up, wins the ball back, cool as you like. Rico Lewis lays it off to Ruben Diaz. I can't see United finish even in the top 6 now. Are United better than Newcastle? Are they better than Brighton? Are they better than Villa? Are they better than Spurs? And there's still Liverpool, Arsenal, City. There's 7 teams that I think are comfortably better than United. Foden trying to find a little pocket of space there, but he was crowded out and the ball fumbles its way back to Dean Henderson. I think United should be happy with 8th. With considering how things have gone for them, they should be happy with 8th. And I don't think I'm being unreasonable there. I think maybe Brighton could be in for a tough ask and they could scrape 7th and pip Brighton. But as for Villa and Newcastle and Spurs, they are all quite a distance better than United in my book. It's whether any of those teams' mentality starts to dip and they stop believing in their chances. Villa, who are potentially going to get a nosebleed soon for being so high up the table. They're not used to it. Are they going to stay used to it or get used to it quickly for the rest of the season? United and Newcastle screwing England on UEFA coefficiency, which could result in us missing out on the 5th Champions League spot. However, the new Champions League format is a joke. I agree. It's very convoluted now, isn't it? I don't know why. It feels like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It wasn't broke. It seemed all right. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's all about money, and it's all about making sure the best teams are still in it at the end. I think that's the aim of what they want here, and get the most attractive teams with the biggest fan bases to be playing in the latter stages of the tournament. But we'll see. Bernardo Silva on the right side, into Rico Lewis, into the penalty, hard and low, what a move that was from Manchester City. Blink and you miss it, because that was lightning speed football. Bernardo Silva tucks it down the line to Rico Lewis, who's offered an underlapping run into the penalty area. He doesn't take his time with it though, Rico Lewis. He turns, spins on it and whips in a hard and low cross immediately straight into the path of Rodri, who side foots it, and a good save from Dean Henderson. It's out for a corner. In comes that corner. It's cleared, but not entirely. Still in the area, going up in the air. Ake's trying to get underneath it. It's got away now. Foden's chasing it. It's probably going to go out for a throw-in. You don't understand how English people hate international break. I guess because you all qualify so easily for tournaments while other countries have to fight for their lives to qualify, like my Bosnia. There might be some truth in that, Mustafa, possibly. It's the friendlies that bother me. They're pointless. It's the friendlies, that's what bother me. When it's a competitive game, I'm all for it. I'll watch it. Ruben Diaz dinks it back post. It's over Gvardiol, but not enough to reach Grealish. 16 minutes in. City showing some signs of quality. You're just waiting for a more clear-cut opportunity. That Rico Lewis and Rodri link-up play was the best moment of the game so far. Maybe the Kyle Walker cross to Alvarez, so we could have had a goal. Should really have had a goal by now. Bernardo Silva down the line to Walker. Walker's going to go hard and low, but it's near post, away by Mark Gay. Yeah, there's that as well, Section 20. I just prefer the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? It's just all about the Premier League. I've been brought up to not really be... I'm not that patriotic. Do you know? I'm not that... I like living in England, but I'm not like that patriotic. A lovely ball from... Oh, good effort from Bernardo Silva. Nearly finds Phil Foden in a little pocket of space in the area. That would have been a goal-scoring opportunity. But yeah, I am Section 20. I'm club over country all day long. City come first over England all day. All day. Lovely ball in the middle. Cleared again. City are poking and prodding and probing, trying to find a little pocket of space. Handball in there. Shout from Rico Lewis. I don't think it's going to be given, though, because it was pretty close to his body. Pep's coming out. Thought he was going to get on the ball there. Ruben Diaz says, back away, Pep. It's my throw-in. Piss off, Pep. You're not playing, mate. You're too old for this game. Sorry. Has Palace gotten a shot? No, Gamerbond. They've not even been in our box yet. Foden there. Confusion with Kyle Walker. Foden going on the inside channel. Walker wanted to send him down the outside and he passes it without really looking, Kyle Walker. Foden's left there pointing at his feet, saying, to my feet, not down the line. As an American, I love my country and love watching them play, but the international breaks happening every month or so is bad for player rhythm. I do feel, that's Soul King Jack, mate, I do feel like the Americans are way more patriotic than us English. Are we ashamed of it? Well, I'm not. There's parts of me that are ashamed of my own country. I am a little bit. I'm not like... When you hear of the Americans, you are very patriotic. You love this. USA! USA! You love it, don't you? I don't really feel... I care about England. I'm not against England. It's just City all day long over England. Massively so. Maybe it's a northern thing. I feel like if you asked anyone down south in London... They wouldn't say club over country. They would say country over club. And I feel like that's because they're in the capital city. Maybe. I don't know. Walker's been found by Bernardo Silva. He cuts back, though. Back to Bernardo Silva. Into Foden. Lovely turn from Foden. Oh, he could have cut in a little bit quicker there, Foden. Rodri into Grealish. Grealish getting... Make America great again. Start with the UK becoming great again, to be honest. It's like, I don't know, that's Kyle Walker. We're getting dangerously close to politics, and that is not my forte. I am not the most political man in the world. Mustafa, mate, I'm sorry if it's lagging. It is most likely your end, mate, because my stream's telling me I've got spot-on connection. I hope it sorts itself out for you, though, mate. Is it YouTube being YouTube again? Sorry. Haaland or Ronaldo at the moment. I mean, still Haaland. Palace bringing it forward now. Schlupp. Shot blocked by Kyle Walker. That was a little moment to worry about for City. Palace bringing the ball forward. America and England are like cousins. I love them both. British culture is amazing, in my opinion. What is it you like about the culture? Rodri dinks it back post. Oh, this final ball's just not coming off. That's not a foul. Get on with it. I tell you, it was a big blow. for Palace missing today as well. Jefferson Lerma, that's a big blow. Free kick on Phil Foden there. Mark Gay bringing down Phil Foden. I hope it stays that way, Mustafa. I can't do much about it, mate. I've set it up to the best settings as possible. Gvardiol into the box and it's cleared. Getting a lot of opportunities to cross the ball just so far. There's only really that Kyle Walker cross that landed on Alvarez's head to speak about that created a genuine goal-scoring opportunity. Other than that, I've seen about 5 or 6 crosses so far. And the Rodri chance as well from Rico Lewis. So there's 2. But there's been a couple of pretty wasteful ones. We've got another opportunity to get one into the box here. Bernardo Silva chopping back onto his right foot, back onto his left. There he is, Mitchell. That's what I'm talking about. One-on-one defending, tackling Bernardo Silva. Made it look easy then. Didn't lunge in until he saw the opportunity. Phil Foden, back to Bernardo Silva. Kyle Walker, down by the right corner flag here. Pings it all the way back to Ruben Diaz. That was a good ball. Grealish with it. Really sloppy, man. That was a pocket of space. He just let it run under his foot. Still got the ball, though, but concentration. Ake. Gvardiol. Ake. Foden. Rodri. Back to Ake. Ake's having a shot. I think it blocked by Joel Ward. Grealish picks it up. Still City. This is all City so far. You've got to make this pressure count. Got to make this pressure count. First half. We don't want it to be a game of 2 halves. Lovely ball from Diaz into Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, what a finish from Jackie boy! First time, lovely ball from Phil Foden. Ruben Diaz finds Phil Foden with a delicious pass. Phil Foden doesn't mess around. He receives the ball, he spins on it, and he slots in Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, first time effort, side foot, just guides it into that bottom corner. Boom! 1-0 City! Get into the back of the net. Love that. What a move. One 0. Jeff Grealish. Is he onside? Oh no, he's off. He looks off. This could be off, this. Is he on? Need to see this. Jack's left foot. Yeah, this would sum Jack's fortune out, man. I swear he doesn't get the rub of the green, Jack. Because it's a lovely finish. It deserves to be a goal, this does. It's going to be ruled out. Oh, it's close. Nathaniel Klein is the player. Nah, that looks off. Oh, his butt cheek. Too many Americans in the chat. You got me saying butt. Arse. That's what we say. Arse. This is close. It's Nathaniel Klein's junk in the trunk is poking a little bit out, but Jack Grealish's left foot looks further over the line to me, or further closer to Dean Henderson. Fulham have gone down to 10 men. Luton beating Bournemouth. Let's have a look. Just see, put the lines on, man. How long does it take to just put a line on? Just pick the pixel you want to click on, and let's go. I feel like this is going to get ruled out. That's so close, man. Jack, just give it and don't be boring. I don't think it's us that suffer. You know, the people who are watching the games like this, it's the people in the stands that are suffering, the people in the stadium, they're not being made aware of anything. They can't see this, they can't hear anything, they're not being told anything. They just get a little guy go, VAR checking possible offside. That's it. And then they have to sit there and wait and look at each other. Oh, he's onside! Little green line. Onside! Kaboom! 1-0, Jackie boy. Look at Jack Grealish's little face. Look at his little face. He's loving it. Massive goal, that. Really, really, really important goal. That's huge. That is huge. And I don't need to change the score. Keep it at that. 1-0. So, here's an interesting stat for you. That Crystal Palace have the... Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, Rico Lewis trying to break away with the ball. Fouled Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have the worst first half record in the Premier League, scoring 3 goals in total in the first half of a football match. Manchester City have scored a total of 18, now 19 goals in the first half of Premier League football matches, which is the league's best first half performance. So those statistics are continuing for this game by the looks of it. Got 145 in the building, 71 likes. If you could pop a like on the stream, please do. It really, really helps. I like big buttons and I cannot lie, says Einstein. What, is it Cadbury's buttons? They're delicious. Mateta's been sent through here. Is he onside? Diaz is looking like he's given up his run, so must be. Yeah, offside. Bro is eating too much Nutella. Who, me? I do love Nutella. My son loves it, though. Ball fed into Gvardiol. He's in on goal. Gvardiol! Oh, nearly. Oh, saved by Dean Henderson. I thought Gvardiol with a long ball straight over the top, right down the middle, from Ruben Diaz. And of all people, the last person in the world you expect to be finding the central channel is Josko Gvardiol, who's in on goal, chests it, brings it down into his path beautifully, and then tries to hit it straight away with his right foot, straight into Dean Henderson's chest, and it's saved. Oh, mate, yeah, you got me there talking about America. Never even been, and I'm wearing an NYC. I got it as a gift, so I'm just wearing it. Okay. Leave me alone, Gregory. Yeah. I am that twat who's wearing a jumper for a place I've never been to. I'm that guy. Yeah. Love seeing Jack and some goals to his game. Absolutely, Jeff. The name's Johnny, by the way, Gregory, if you're wondering. You might not have been wondering. You might not want to know. You might have zero interest in who I am whatsoever. Diaz, who's had a lot of the ball and he's been really good with it. One bad ball to Gvardiol earlier on that was left a bit short, but other than that, Diaz has been really good on the ball so far. Gvardiol giving the ball away though. Palace looking to counter-attack here. See, they've been so deep, Palace. There's not much on for them, and they can't. There you go. They've one long ball and it's cleared. Throw into Palace, about the halfway line. I have been to York, Timmy. I have been to York. Yeah, the old York. The original York. Yeah. It's mad how many places in America are called the same as... They've got a Birmingham as well, haven't they? Got loads of places that are the same name as the UK's places. Do they even have a London? I'm not sure. I don't think they have a London, do they? Palace lumping it down the line to Mateta. The big lump Mateta does really well there. Holds off Ruben Diaz, but the ball's been snatched away by Rico Lewis and back to Edison. I heard there was 83 Manchesters in the US. Oh, just the 83. I mean, 84 and you're pushing it. 84, 83. It's only 83 Manchesters. But 84 would be taking the piss. Like, I mean, why don't you come up with a different name? Why does it have to be 83 of the same names? To be fair, all of our streets, there's so many of the same street names all over the UK. Jack Grealish. Gvardiol. He's getting manhandled there by Elise. That's a free kick. And he's giving it. Surprised he's giving it, to be honest. It's one of them where, because you have to sort of go down to get the free kick, but referee thought I'd had enough of that. Free kick, City in a really dangerous area. Jack Grealish and Alvarez wandering over. Looks like they're going to be taking it. On the left-hand side of the pitch. Almost parallel with the line, edge of the area. Perfect free kick place, this. Perfect. Whip this in. You can add so much power to it because you're right on the touchline. This is perfect. Whip this free kick in. Any sort of deflection and it's 2-0. Get it on target and it's 2-0. This is he's gone for an outswinger though. Bernardo Silva. You got to be in-swinging them free kicks. Bernardo's cleared. No, it wasn't. It was a Nathan Ake header that went out for a goal kick. But he had to go back for it. He wouldn't have had to have done that if it was in-swinging rather than out-swinging. Joel Ward is down. That's the last thing Crystal Palace need right now, is another injury, and he's going off. He's coming off. Roy Hodgson. How old is that Roy Hodgson now? Was he like 82 or something? It's mad. Why are you chilling playing? Why don't you chill, man? Just 82 years old and he's sat. Well, he stood, in fairness to him, on the touchline of the Etihad in a Premier League match. Fair play, man. Like, the guy loves football, clearly. His record's crazy as well, Roy Hodgson, isn't it? Like, really, like... I mean, his England record wasn't great. But he's done some good things in his managerial career. He's 76. He's not 82. He's 76. Oh, yeah, there you go. Samaral. But still, 76. Christ. Does anyone here plan on working when they're 76? I know I don't. But do you see it as work? That's the thing. Do you see it as work if you're enjoying yourself and you don't want to stop? Edison. Back to Nathan Ake. Jeff's done at 55. Why is wanked number one over 70s? Wanked. Einstein, for anyone who's wondering, is mocking Roy Hodgson's voice. Which isn't funny when you read it silently. It's only funny when you read it out loud. So I'm going to have to do that for you. And the fact that you put ranked and wanked instead of it. Why is wanked number one? I feel like you're an evil one, Einstein. And you're a genius, because you're Einstein. So, Gvardiol! Oh! What an effort that was. Right foot. Wins the ball back in the penalty area. Somehow Palace didn't clear it. Lands, fortunately, and sits up nicely for Gvardiol. But on his right foot volley, drills it. And Dean Henderson gets a little fingertips on it. It was going wide anyway, I think, but still got his fingertips on it. Corner ball. Yeah, he did touch it. City take it short and quick. Jack Grealish and Alvarez linking up. Goes to Rico Lewis, edge of the area. Oh, he's battered it onto Matata's head. And didn't go out. Dean Henderson looped up into the air. Dean Henderson punched it away and it's coming right back. Foden, edge of the area. Inside to Walker. Back to Foden, surely to Bernardo Silva. It is Bernardo Silva. Back to Walker. City teasing them. Walker sprays it out to Grealish on the left side now. Back to Walker again. Walker tries a shot. It's bobbling around and it's cleared by Palace. We're dominating this game. Let's make... Oh, Elise's got the ball here though. Bringing it forward. He's had to go back, though. That's brilliant from City. Brilliant. Counter-attack prevention. Really good from City then. Palace bringing the ball forward, only with Elise. And he gets over the halfway line. Ake's there to slow him down. And as he's slowing him down, about 5 or 6 City players all back within the camera shot before I even see a second Crystal Palace join in the attack. Really good from City and work rate to prevent a counter-attack from Crystal Palace. Really good. You're getting an invite, Jeff. You can come on when you want, mate. I do, Big M. I'll try and get them all. I'm limited to the number of emojis. The more members I get, the more emojis I can make, and that's not me trying to dangle a carrot for people to become members. That's literally it. When I first started, when I had 0 members, I was only allowed 4 emojis. Since then, I'm now allowed to have more. I think I'm allowed 6 or 7 now, I think. Rodri bursting into the penalty area, slows it down to Gvardiol, dinked in beautifully by Gvardiol. That was a Haaland ball. That was. If Haaland was in the penalty area, that's 2-0. But the little guys in the middle of Foden, Alvarez, and Bernardo Silva, they're not going to win that in the air, I'm afraid. Walker, Diaz. That's why Kyle Walker's cross to Alvarez in the first 5 minutes was that good, because against the towering units that Palace have as centre-back, he still managed to plant it right on Alvarez's forehead. Little Alvarez winning a header in the box is something that's not going to be very common today without a cross with absolute precision. Yeah, there's a join button, Mustafa, or I think I've got a link in the description now, I think. Check the description of the video, I think there might be one there, I'm not 100% sure, I'm pretty sure I've started doing it. YouTube tell me to do all these things, you know, as a guideline recommendation. I'm just, like, YouTube's like my boss, isn't it? And I've got to do what I'm told, like, put that description in there. Make sure you tell them to like your video. I'm like, yes sir, yes sir. Shall I entertain them? Shall we talk about City? No, don't do that. Talk about getting members and getting likes. That's what I want. Gvardiol, into the box. Cross is blocked. Seen a lot of the ball. Gvardiol wins it back with a brilliant... Oh, referee! Yellow card. Bosh, straight out. Wasn't messing around with that. Ake was sent flying. I think Ake did well to jump over that there. Does really well. I'm not sure who's come on here for Palace instead of, what's his face? Joel Ward. But crunching tackle from Anderson on Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake sort of had to jump out of the way, and if he didn't, I mean, he's getting clattered. Another dangerous cross. Not as similar as the first cross came in, which Bernardo Silva chose to do as an outswinger. Much further infield this time, a little bit. Still a good position, though. It's got to go in swinger. Surely this is an Alvarez cross, but you can tell by Bernardo Silva's language that it's going to be him. Yeah, it's Bernardo Silva, and it's cleared. Gvardiol again, on the right wing this time. Foden's having a dig. What an effort! Oh! Side netting. I thought that had gone in then. Can you see the net ripple? What an effort from Phil Foden. About 30 yards out, drills it, left-footed, looking for that top right-hand corner. Dean Henderson scrambling across his goal. The side netting just whistles past that, skims it, makes the net wobble and resonate. Makes you think it's gone in the back of the net, but no, it's not. There's nothing worse. Who remembers the England goal, the non-goal? It was at the World Cup, or the Euros, like a couple of tournaments ago. Raheem Sterling's shot. I think people are still celebrating now. When that hit the side netting, like the whole stadium thought that had gone in. That was the most non-goal, or goal that wasn't a goal I've ever seen. Unbelievable that was. And there was goals back in the day that went in that were ruled out because now they have just the frame, don't they? It's just a simple big bar, 2 posts, and the net is hung by tough string, isn't it? Back in the day, they had something called the stanchion, which was like a metal curve that came off the bar and the post, and that to hang onto the net. And we used to see the ball go into the net, hit that metal stanchion, and come flying back out again. And the referee couldn't tell whether it had gone in or not. And when it hits that thing, it's 100% in the back of the net. But because it came boing straight flying back out again, no goal. So they knocked that on the edge straight away, and now they've come up with a much better system with no posts in the middle. Palace bringing it forward. Jan Mateta's coming out. It's Ederson. Oh, Ederson, what have you done? Oh, he's been booked. It's a free kick as well. It's worth it. It's worth it. Soul King Jack's become a member. Really appreciate that, Soul King Jack. All the way from the US, mate. Hope you're doing well. Ederson, what are you playing at? I mean, actually, you know what? He's done well there to come out, give away a free kick in a dangerous area. City caught cold all of a sudden. And the fact that he's got booked is brilliant. Ruben Diaz getting across. It's a yellow card. It is a yellow card because of where Ruben Diaz was. Thank God Ruben Diaz was back. Otherwise, that's considered last man, red card for Ederson. But because where Diaz is, it's a yellow card. But he's absolutely clattered him. And it's a stonewall yellow card. Orange, if there was such a thing. There might be soon. Fucking sin bins. What a load of shit that is. Sin bins. Frank Lampard versus Germany. That was a bad one, wasn't it? A goal that wasn't a goal. Who do I think is winning the Euros? England have got a good chance, haven't they? They've got an alright chance. I still believe in England. I try to talk to everyone, Mustafa. I do. It won't just be members. I will try and talk to as many people as I can, but I've also got to focus on the football, mate. But understandably, I have to prioritise members. Elise in a nightmare scenario for City, because this is a free kick that's really dangerous position. He whips it. Oh, it's just over the bar. You could see the technique was brilliant. That goal he scored against United, it was Elise, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was Elise's goal against United at Selhurst Park. 1-0 down, I think like the 96th minute free kick. Just smashes it off the bar. I love a bar and in goal. Unless they don't get given, like Frank Lampard's, like Timmy said. Which is a joke. My favourite bar and in goal ever is Tony Yeboah by a country mile. But or both of them. No, it wasn't Byron in that other one, was it? It was his first one, Tony Yeboah. Who remembers Tony Yeboah for Leeds? What a goal that was. But there was a Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank goal at the Etihad against us. Stuart Pearce. We needed to get into Europe. That's probably one of the best goals I've ever seen live. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's goal. And if you haven't seen it, go and Google it after this. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank goal for Middlesbrough against City at the Etihad. It was an absolute rocket, about 35 yards out. Smashed the bar. It's one of them where it goes, like, you know, and it just flies in. I love it. I love a bar and in goal. It's so satisfying. Ruben Diaz sprays it out to Bernardo Silva. He's got Rico Lewis. He gives it him on the underlap. Rico Lewis with his back to goal. He's falling over here. Mark Gay takes it off him quite easily there. He didn't know what to do there. He was stuck on his own, Rico, but doesn't give up. Puts pressure on them and forces them to play it out. City got a throw in. 5 minutes of added time. Where's that come from? Joel Ward's injury. I think it might have been the David James up front game. I think it might have been. It was definitely Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank at the Etihad. And it was when I used to sit with my parents before I passed my driving test. And then I was given freedom to drive away into the sunset. I mean, I like my parents. I'm making it sound like I couldn't wait to get away from them. In some ways, I couldn't, to be honest, because which 17-year-old lad doesn't want to go out? But 18, actually. I didn't pass my test until I was 18. I failed my theory twice. which was shite. Dinked in. Oh, Alvarez getting underneath it. Lovely ball from Gvardiol. I thought Alvarez was thinking about an overhead kick then. Ball whipped in by Gvardiol into Alvarez, who sort of chests it, and it goes straight above him into the air. It looked like he was contemplating an overhead kick, but it didn't. It wasn't quite there. It didn't sit in the right angle for him. Yeah, my theory test, I passed eventually, but with the theory is the bit where you have to write down answers for anyone who's wondering. There's the practice, which is the driving part, and then the theory part is the writing part for anyone who's wondering. I failed the writing part twice. You needed to get at least 30 out of 35 when I was taking it to get it right. First time, didn't revise. I got 29 out of 35. One off a pass first time without revising. Second time I was like, right, I'm going to revise. Going to really try for this time. Get it right. 100% effort. Revise. 28 out of 35. I did even fucking worse while trying harder. Next time it was like, right, I need to get this right. And then I got 35 out of 35 after that. I nailed it third time. But still, fuming. Anyway, Kyle Walker bringing the ball forward. He's had a good game, Kyle Walker. He has. He's played well. So's Ruben Diaz. I say that. I was about to say so's Ruben Diaz, who's just giving it away to Mateta. Elise bringing the ball forward. He's surrounded by City players. Surely we take it off him. Oh, soft. Gvardiol's nudged him so lightly, and he's given away a free kick in a place where they've got an opportunity to get it into the box now as well. Right on half time. That's why Mustafa drives a bike. What, a motorbike? I'm pretty sure you need a license for that, unless you're talking about a push bike or a bicycle, whatever you prefer to be called. Ball's whipped in. Palace back post. Bernardo Silva heads it away. Really good header. Defensive awareness then from Bernardo Silva. Really good. Oh, look. Oh, he's corner ball that's going to be as well. He didn't deserve that, Bernardo Silva. That was really good defending from him. Against Anderson as well. Big Anderson. He just went in, smashed him. And just got lucky. The ball ricochets out for a corner. Probably last chance of the half is going to land to Crystal Palace with a corner. Whipped in. Kyle Walker clears it. Good header. Foden's trying to close down. Press on Nathaniel Klein. And he does well there, Phil Foden. He's blocked the attempted cross and he's fired it down the line. Jack Grealish was held off there by Nathaniel Klein, but back to Dean Henderson. Clock's ticking away now. I'm surprised it's still 1-0. I thought we deserved to be a 2. 2-0 would have been a fair reflection of this game. Long ball, Mateta's chasing it. Ederson collects it with his hands this time. Got the second half coming up, which also has an interesting stat because as much as we are dominant in first halves this season with the Premier League high of 18 first half goals against Palace Premier League low, there's the half-time whistle. Second half coming up, and Manchester City's last 12 goals out of our 12 of our last 13 goals against Crystal Palace have come in the second half. So more to come, hopefully, more to come. But that was a really good half. That was a really good half. Other just little glimpses of Palace there towards the end, offering a little bit of a threat. That it's just set pieces and corners. You've got to be aware of that danger that Palace pose aerially. They are a threat going forward in an aerial sense. Big guys at the back. They've lost one in Joel Ward, in fairness to him, with him going off. That's a big blow. I mean, their team should be... We should be wiping the floor with them. And we are, in terms of the quality of the football, the standard of football that we're playing compared to their standard of football. is leagues above there, leagues above what they're producing. But we've only got a goal to show for it. We need to get another goal in the bag, and then I think we can just start knocking it about, keep the game nice and chill after that. But there's another interesting stat I got for you here. Even though they've conceded 23 goals, Crystal Palace, which is a reasonably high number of goals, not bad, but 23 goals, not bad. But they have conceded the fewest amount of shots in the Premier League behind City and Arsenal only. So they know how to prevent shots on their goal. I don't know what that says, what that stat says more about whether the chances that are being given away are clear-cut, or Sam Johnston is not a good shot stopper prior to his injury. I mean, Dean Henderson is a good shot stopper. We've seen a couple already from Dean Henderson. But, no, I think the second half now, same as, but when has it been the same this season? When have we come out in the second half and played the same as we did in the first half? The only time I can think of is Villa. And that was because we were so bad in both halves. And I was kind of hoping we'd come out in the second half and play better against Villa. Whereas today I'm like, continue. Carry this form on. Let's keep going. Nothing silly. No lapses of concentration. No individual errors. Just pure focus. And maintain this level. And we'll cream this game. We'll walk it. We'll absolutely walk it. Adney's become a Typical City legend. Appreciate that, mate. Really, really good of you, Adney. Welcome to Typical City, my friend. Crystal Palace. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's cruel. Part of me feels like it's cruel, but like it's funny at the same time. Because Unai Emery he got it so bad. Unai Emery, didn't he? Now he's come back as Villa manager, and he doesn't seem to be getting the good evening stick. And I mean, it's so typical. That's a typical English thing, isn't it? That's very English, what we're doing right now. Is mock. I mean, in fairness to Roy Hodgson, he is English himself, so we're not mocking him from being from another country. But that, mocking Unai Emery, coming to a foreign country and mocking his accent, is a very typical English thing to do, isn't it? And then we go to their country, and any other country in the world that speaks a different language, the English go on holiday, don't we? And rather than trying to embrace ourselves in their language and their culture and trying to learn a few words, we don't. We just shout English louder. We go, I'll have a Coca-Cola! Like that. That's what we do, don't we? That's the typical English way, isn't it? Like, our way's the right way, apparently, which is wrong. It's not. But, so that's why I'm not very patriotic. Because we are a bit shit sometimes, aren't we? But it's funny. It's funny at the same time. But yeah, Roy Hodgson is very much English, so he's open season for mocking, isn't he? But yeah, Unai Emery is doing an unbelievable job right now. I mean, would Arsenal have him back? I mean, he's gone away. He went to Arsenal. I mean, the way Arsenal was ran as a club at that time was not the same Arsenal. And whether is that Mikel Arteta, or have they just learned a few tricks of the trade since Unai Emery? Because they were giving him bang average players and spending a lot of money, like Pepe. Remember Pepe? 72 million, wasn't he? Who the fuck was Pepe? Like, he came in, nobody, he was useless, and cost a lot of money. And Unai Emery gets the blame. Whether he was the one who said, I want Pepe, I don't know. But clearly, Unai Emery knows what he's doing at Aston Villa. Was it a case of ego management? Because, you know, Arsenal and Chelsea, United, and you could probably put City in that bracket now. You have big players who have big mentalities and big egos come with that. And it takes a certain type of manager. You do see a lot of managers who do fantastically well at these middling clubs. Graham Potter, for example, fantastic manager at Brighton. What a job he did at Brighton. Step up into Chelsea in an ego-filled room full of Chelsea wannabe superstars. They're not superstars, but they think they are. Bit prima donnas, you know. And he couldn't manage them. He couldn't look after them. He couldn't inspire them. He couldn't get them to play his way. He lost the dressing room, and you see, oh, Jesus Christ. Just seen a tackle from Fulham's player there. Oh, nasty. That's got to be the red card there. I don't know what he's thinking. Is it? Wow. You've got me saying, speaking like Roy Hodgson now. I was about to say Raul Jimenez instead of Raul Jimenez. Has been sent off, but he just jumped into him and hipped him in the face. But yeah, would Arsenal take Unai Emery back over Arteta? I mean, they were writing Arteta off, weren't they? Before last season, they were crying out for his sacking, weren't they, Arsenal fans? And then some of them were still crying out for his sacking. I heard listening to Talk Sport last season, a couple Arsenal fans ringing in Talk Sport and demanding he be sacked when they fell beneath us in the Premier League and we went on to gain a point advantage over them and went and won the league effectively. When they dropped into second after being top for so long, they were ringing up saying he's bottled it, he's got to go, he's got to go. So, I don't know, they're an odd fan base, really, really short-sighted Arsenal fans. I get there's so little patience from Arsenal fans, and I think, do you know who I think are some of the most patient fans is United fans? And you know why? Because of Fergie. Because of Alex Ferguson. They've lived the whole manager who you give him a chance, give him time, and you'll see what can happen with a manager who's given time. We could learn from the time that was given to Pep Guardiola. He didn't need as much time as Fergie did. Nowhere near. Fergie was given about 4 or 5 years to really... But I think, how long was he at United before he even won a trophy? It was about 4 years, wasn't it? Before he actually won anything. Whereas Pep took 1 season. And that was like, in today's world, that is giving a manager quite a bit of time, isn't it? In the merry-go-round carousel of managers, the revolving doors of managers nowadays. If you lose 5 games in a row, you're sacked. You're sacked, aren't you? With Pep, he came in and his first season, there was some amazing football being played, but the results weren't great. And we come away trophyless. But the management at City, the board, knew what Pep Guardiola was, what he stands for, what he's going to bring. And they could even see the little glimpses of quality in the football that was being played. Although we were on the receiving end of some bad results, I'd point the finger at Claudio Bravo for a lot of those results, to be honest, because the amount of times we were 1,600 shots on goal, 1 shot conceded, and we lose 1-0 because of Claudio Bravo, who couldn't stop anything on target. Certainly in his first season, he eventually started to do all right, and he did us really well in a Carabao Cup penalty shootout. I think it was away to Leicester in the Carabao Cup. He did some amazing penalty saves in that. I remember that. But other than that, he was a bit shit, Claudio Bravo. Ember, good to see you, mate. Arsenal fans used to be decent. They are a strange breed these days, said Douglas. I don't know what it is. Do you think AFTV has played a role in that image of what Arsenal fans are? I have a feeling that's Arsenal Fan TV have created this image of Arsenal fans. Because they're so, wild, aren't they, with their opinions? And it's entertaining. Take nothing away from the entertainment side of it. They are entertaining, I'll give them that. But they're so rash with their opinions and so short-sighted. But still, I don't know. It makes me chuckle. Danny W, I was self-admitted Grealish disliker for a while, but he's been very enjoyable to watch these last few games. Yeah, it's good. See, nothing wrong with changing your mind, Danny. Absolutely nothing wrong with changing your mind. And I think it's commendable, to be honest, because I think people stick their feet in the ground too often nowadays. And they say something, and because they've said it, they don't want to be seen to admitting it wrong. Hey, just hold your hands up and say, I changed my mind. I think he's doing all right now. I think that's great. That's exactly the type of attitude that I like. And I have nothing wrong with you thinking Grealish was bad either, because that's an opinion you're more than welcome to. But, yeah, good. Grealish is on form. Wapang, how you doing? Wapang, hope you're all right. Mustafa, you've become a member. Appreciate that, Mustafa. I agree, AFTV is odd. I do like it, though. I've never spoke to any of them, to be fair, but yeah, they seem like an alright bunch. Some of them are a bit odd, yeah. By the way, why aren't people talking about Benjamin Mendy when they're talking about our biggest flops? He was a big flop. He was a really big flop. Lee Gunner is a decent Arsenal fan. He is fairly well reasoned. Yeah, he seems alright. I haven't watched much of him, to be honest. I don't watch much of any YouTubers, to be honest. I glance occasionally here and there at... I'll watch City Extra occasionally. Who else? I watch Mark Goldbridge on This Is Football rather than United Stand. I watch his general opinions. I watch that occasionally. Other than that, I'm watching actual football, like, you know, Sky Sports and highlights and things like that, and the actual game. But I ain't got time to watch everybody. And people have been crying out for James Lawrence Alcott. I know him. Yeah, he's good. I like him sometimes. He's all right. Also very anti-City. You hear him talk about City. He hasn't got a good word to say about us. Which is, I'm fine with that. But I have seen the odd one of his videos, and he's very well presented. Isn't he like on the radio though? You can tell he's like he presents himself really well. I watch Mark Goldbridge purely for entertainment. He's just that big of a prat. Yeah. I mean, I know most City fans are going to want to hear me say Mark Goldbridge is an absolute twat, but I don't think that. I don't think that. I think his football opinions I find very mixed. He clearly has an agenda against City, and that's fine. And that winds me up a little bit, because it's like, you're not objective when you talk about City. He clearly talks very anti-City, which is okay. I hear his other football opinions that are more general, like about the game, certain referee, like, and how the game should be ran and things like that. And I more often than not agree with him. Sometimes I totally disagree, but I'm always disagreeing with him when he talks about City, because he clearly hates us. But you can't knock what the guy's done in terms of creating such a worldwide fan base. I mean, he's the gold standard of footballing fan YouTube, isn't he? Let's be honest, we're all aspiring to do something along the lines of Mark Goldbridge, and what he's achieved on YouTube is pretty impressive. We can't deny that. The numbers speak volumes to how much of a success he is, and it's not like, oh, he's only got United fans. He's gone and made a general football channel that passed 1 million subscribers in a ridiculously short space of time. I also want to say that I saw him do a 12-hour all-day charity stream. I mean, fucking hell. Like, all day, from like 9 in the morning till like 12 at night, he was live streaming for charity, and he raised like 52 grand. You can't knock that. And I'm sure there are other people out there raising for charity, and I'm not saying he's the only one doing it for charity. I know that. But what he's done now, that's good. You got to give credit where it's due, man. That's impressive. That's good of him to do that. And he doesn't have to. It was completely out of the blue. It wasn't for any event other than he wanted to do it for charity, which is nice. But yeah, when he talks about City, what a knobhead. But Gecko, Anfield Agenda and Mark Goldbridge do so well for literally just doing watch-alongs and some news videos. Anfield Agenda, is it the Irish bloke, the bald guy? Is that Anfield Agenda? If it is, not a fan of him. I don't like him at all. I've seen him speak a few times, talk about City, in particular in the cheats and things. Just very uneducated opinions. That's what I heard from him. Wasn't impressed at all. But yeah, a lot of people asking me to collaborate in not in this video, but in previous streams. Players walking out, by the way. Second half's about to get underway. I'm not convinced. I don't know what to do about it. I don't want to be, because you see these panel channels now, and are just like getting random fans in to talk about and represent their clubs and stuff. Now I might do the odd one and stuff, but I don't know. I want typical City just to be typical City. You know, I don't want to be like spreading my resources everywhere and being on other people's channels as well, and too much. City Extra have requested me to come on quite a few times, and I've just not been able to. But that's a channel I'd go on. City Extra, because I mean that's City, isn't it? Don't get me wrong though. I'm prepared to argue with a rival fan at some point. In fact, I welcome it. I look forward to it. Anyway, second half's about to get underway. Paul Tierney blows his whistle. Phil Foden gets the second half underway. Irish guy's my favourite general channel. He's so funny. Who's that? The Anfield Agenda? Pattern of plays. Back to what it was in the first half. Everybody in the Palace half except Ederson. What about LB? LB's all right. I don't really watch too much of him, but he's not really a City channel, is he? He's like I don't know. He might be. I don't know. I haven't watched all of his videos, but he does a lot of general stuff. It's like it's about him, isn't it? Well, hence the channel name. It's LB. It's about him and generally talking about football, and it's a general football channel. I'd be tempted to talk. You get a bigger pull, don't you? Talking generally about football, you're going to attract every fan. Whereas I'm targeting City fans, and I'm more than welcome to have rival fans come into the chat and talk to me. I'm open to that. But it is a City channel, but by all means, rival fans are welcome. But if I did a general football channel instead, it would probably be you have a wider net to cast, don't you? Because you can talk about few more subjects, which is interesting. Maybe one day, but right now it's typical City. Yeah, LB from City Extra, yeah. Seems like a good guy, though. Seems like he knows what he's talking about as well. I like to hear him talk. I haven't heard him too much recently, but when I do listen to him, I do like LB. Seems all right. Bernardo Silva. Diaz. Walker back to Ederson. Sun's going down in the UK. Excuse me. Diaz, long ball. It was never on that, really. Rodri's trying to win it back. Foden's using his strength. Eze's on the pitch, by the way. That's a massive plus for them. Missed some substitutions here from Crystal Palace. Elise bringing the ball forward now. He's got Ake and Gvardiol, who together still haven't won the ball. Nearly did. Gvardiol's left to deal with it on his own, though. Does really well there. Throw into Crystal Palace. Henry Wright. Isn't he the journalist? You're talking about the journalist, Timmy? He, the Big Six. I am much calmer than who? Oh, LB. I'm not. To be honest, I'm not. That was a few times I'm surprised you've said that, because I do get fired up. You wait till the season, at the end of the season. That's the thing with it, because I do feel like these watch-alongs from other people, and I've watched other people talk in watch-alongs, occasionally see these highlights and things like that. And it does seem a bit forced at times, some of it. In games that don't really mean that much, goals that don't really mean that much. City are in here. Bernardo Silva, oh, it's a good tackle from Mitchell. The question I've always got to ask is, like, if you're going to celebrate that for a really meaningless goal that's not that important, what do you do when you score a goal that's like winning a title? Do you know what I mean? You got to have like a range of emotions for the right moment. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of this season, you probably won't be calling me calm, because I'm going to be fired up at the end of the season, but I'm saving that for when it matters, which is the business end of the season. Gvardiol trying to be found there by Bernardo Silva. Big header from Ruben Diaz, who's been pretty solid this game. Mateta's on the ball. Looking to receive a 1-2. He gets it. Ake and Mateta one-on-one down the right wing. Slows him down, Ake. Good defending that. No need to lunge in. Just let him know you're there. Just touch his back. I'm here. You can't turn around. Go back. And that's what he does. Good defending that from Henry Wright. Oh, I'm thinking of Henry Winter. That's who I'm thinking of. Henry Winter. Henry Wright is the Spurs YouTuber. I don't know him, to be honest. I was thinking of Henry Winter, the journalist, sorry. He's a very eloquent journalist, and I think he talked a lot of sense, Henry Winter. Jack Grealish and Bernardo Silva. Jack Grealish offering an overlap. Gvardiol tries to find him. Oh, Nathaniel Klein does well there to stop that through ball into Grealish's path 50 minutes in. It's a bit of a... we don't seem to have as much control in this half. Have they brought on Eze? I'm not sure they've brought on Eze. Who is that? Sorry, guys. I'm misinforming you here. I can't see. Oladipupo, I think his name is. Coming onto the pitch. Big unit. Henry Winter is quality. Yeah, that's who I thought you were talking about, mate. But I don't know who Henry Wright is. Grealish is fouled there. Free kick, dangerous area. I had... who else asked me to come on their channel? I've been on Deluded Gooner. He asked me a while ago, and I just thought I'd give it a whirl. He seemed like a very... he's quite a pessimistic Arsenal fan, and I like that. Because he was very easy to talk to. But is it the Terrace? Terry, what's his name? Terry Flewers, is that his name? Terrence? On the channel is the Terraces, I think. I can't remember the name of his channel. He invited me on. He wanted a City fan, but I thought LB was the guy he was using, and I couldn't make it. Being a dad got in the way. Free kick to City. Alvarez whips it. Gotta be Alvarez! What? Oh, I love that. That's what I'm saying. How long did I say that? I said that in the first half. In-swinger. Get it on target. A deflection or even completely missing the ball can result in a goal. Pep's holding his hands up here because has an offside been given. Let's have a listen. Okay, Alvarez for his free kick, in-swinger this time. That's what I was crying out for in the first half, and you can see why. And it's, I think it's Rodri who steps forward in an offside position, and he leaves it. And he leaves it. Is he interfering with play? I would say he is. I would say he is. There, to be honest. No goal. No goal. I think that's fair. Terry hates City also, does he? I don't know. I haven't got time to watch everybody, but the ones I do watch, I do like. But he's doing one of them panel channels as well, isn't he? It is offside. Still 1-0. But that's the danger of an in-swinger right there. We witnessed the chaos that it can cause, even with no touch. Because as Rodri stepped offside, and he looked like he was going to head it, and then rather than head it, he leaves it, ducks it, and it goes over his head. And that's interfering with Dean Henderson, who's expecting Rodri to get a touch. Jack Grealish has come inside. Rodri's working his way in. It's going to land. Fortunately, it's to Rico Lewis who makes it 2. There's no doubt in this one. There's no doubt in this one. This one's onside. Back of the net. Rico Lewis makes it 2. Love it. Straight out of the academy. Straight out of the academy. A little bit fortunate. The ball's bouncing around in the penalty area, but Rodri just smashes his way through, barraging his way through like a tank. And it lands, fortunately, to Rico Lewis, who just drills it, volleys it, bottom corner. There's no stopping that. 2-0. You called it, Jeff. You called it. What did he say? I don't think I can go that far back up, to be honest. Rewind. What did Jeff say? I can't go that far, mate. So you've gotten away with it, Jeff. But you called it, Jeff. You did say Rico to score. I mean, that alone, whether he's first or second, still deserves a lot of credit. Because, I mean, the chances of Rico scoring in this game are pretty slim. It's Rodri making the goal happen there. Just his presence. He doesn't actually do anything, Rodri, but just his presence alone just caused chaos in the middle of the park. What are we looking at here? Are you having a laugh? What are we looking at? Fuck. I've just said no way is that not offside, and it is offside apparently. It doesn't come off Rodri. Goal. Piss off, VAR, man. They're just looking for anything now, aren't they? William King Godry. It's a goal. 2-0. Game's carried on. We're away. 2-0. When's the last time we were 2-0 up? Feels like a long time ago, doesn't it? They're having a 2-goal advantage. Now we can just knock it about. Hey, Dean Henderson booting it out for a throw-in. Goldbridge is jealous. Not of me, he's not. Probably of City. Who's man of the match for anyone so far? Because I think collectively it's been a really good performance, but I don't think anyone's really stood out to me as a really good performance, head and shoulders above everyone else. But I think that's more of this is more good news. It sounds like I'm negative. I actually think the team has played really well. Lovely ball from Rodri out to Bernardo Silva, who's caught the ball, prevents it going out for a goal kick. He's worked his way to the penalty area, pokes it back to Kyle Walker. Walker dinks it back post. It's going to land to Gvardiol. He's going to have to cross this back in, though. He's being forced away from goal by Nathaniel Klein. He's looking for an option. Just lay it to Jack, mate. He's right there. Gives it to Jack Grealish. Walker, Diaz, Rodri. They look confident now. City. This is what 2-0 does to City. Corner ball. Bernardo Silva's cross blocked. One more and I crack open a bottle of red. I'm jealous of you, Timmy. I've gotten into my red wine in the last couple of years. Always was a bit of a beer man. Now, yeah, I do enjoy a bit of red wine, must admit. Corner ball. Alvarez to take it. As usual. Whips it in. Gvardiol header. Oh, collected by Dean Henderson. Ake was sniffing around there for any rebounds, but Gvardiol's getting closer and closer to his first Manchester City goal. Should have had his first goal in the first half with a lovely ball from Ruben Diaz. Chests it down, gets his right foot shot away straight at Dean Henderson. That one a little more difficult to get any power on it because the header's coming from beyond the penalty spot. So to get any power from that far out with a header, it's going to be difficult. But goes down as a shot on target, and Gvardiol's giving a free kick away here. High foot as well, you know. High foot. They're going to look at this. There wasn't much malice in it. It was like a bit of a loosey-goosey, floppy foot. Wasn't really a, boom, studs. Ooh, I don't know, actually. Sort of hits it with Gvardiol's outside of his foot rather than his studs. Danny's gone, mate. Timmy, you're getting blown out of the water by Danny there, mate. Danny's gone sacking off his cup of tea and he's gone for a bottle of vodka. Necked in one go. Danny's gone for it. Free kick to Palace. Elise. That's dangerous. Cleared by Rodri, though. Not entirely, though. Riedewald. Back to good interception by Phil Foden there. Alvarez trying to get the ball back. Palace are trying to knock it about, but they've given it away now. Jack Grealish. Phil Foden's he going to win that? Does, but sort of aimlessly kicks it. He's won a free kick, though. Taking a kick for his troubles off Riedewald. It is Saturday. And why not? I agree with you, mate. Don't start like doing it through your eyeball though, Danny. Has everyone seen Kevin and Perry? What was the DJ that was doing that? If you haven't seen Kevin and Perry, the movie, I highly recommend that's your Saturday night. If you're staying in tonight and you're looking for something to watch and you haven't seen Kevin and Perry, go to Ibiza, whatever the movie's called. I recommend watching that because it's funny. If you like British humour, you'll like that. Oh, Bernardo Silva tried to find a nice pass there, but it was intercepted by Riddled. This is a great result, you know. This is a great performance so far. Most importantly, the performance is so good. Compared to the 2-0 is not doing this performance justice, I think. This is worthy of a 3 or 4-0 this. And maybe we'll get that. There's a long way to go. Half an hour to go. Yeah, just use your mouth, mate. Eyeballs. That's not what eyeballs are for, Danny. Eyeball Paul, that was his name. That's what they called him, Eyeball Paul. Because he drank vodka through his eyeball. Gvardiol feeds Alvarez, lovely. Alvarez, not sure what to do there. Alvarez has been a bit quiet. He's been boxed out of the game, hasn't he? He's surrounded by 3 centre-backs pretty much at all times, but he's dropped really deep right now. I think that's his best option for doing something in this game. Dropping deep, dragging players out of position. He's working his way into the penalty area. Something that might land to him. You're hoping it lands to Alvarez because he's probably our best player on the pitch for being that fox in the box. But take nothing away from Rico Lewis because that was very centre-forward's instinct. That was landing in front of him and bang, drills it bottom corner. Someone collapsed in the Luton game. Tom Lockyer. What, is it serious? Totally agree, Danny. Rico Lewis, I mean... What would you say is his position? Foden. Bernardo Silva, first time effort! Oh, what a save from Dean Henderson that was. If that's on target, that's an unbelievable save. He's injured as well. But Bernardo Silva, as soon as that ball was working its way over to the right wing, one thought only, I'm going to bang this. And he didn't actually bang it. He whipped it. He whips his left foot around it, and that's flying into the top corner. Dean Henderson, fully outstretched frame, gets his fingertips on it, and then he lands on his right hip, and he looks injured. He's only just come back from a long-term injury, Dean Henderson, so that'll be a big blow for him. One that I care very little about, in truth. That's what I'm saying, yeah. I was about to say that. What is Rico Lewis's position, really? Where can he... I know it's great to have him as a versatile player. We could ask that about Bernardo Silva. What's Bernardo Silva's best position? Where is he best utilised? Because, again, it's like... There's arguments for the right wing, left wing, sitting as a number 10. There is arguments for all 3. I certainly think his game declines when you start playing him in defensive midfield or a fucking left back against Watford, and Forest away last season. Bernardo Silva. He's also played as a false 9. Again, not a fan of that. Corner comes in. Oh, Gvardiol was sniffing around for that. Foden's going to prevent it going out for a throw-in. Rico Lewis. Gvardiol. He's been great, Rico. He really has. He's moving about that pitch like a midfield veteran. And he's pointing at experienced players like Rodri and Nathan Ake. You know, like, give it me here. Like, pointing there and gesturing to these experienced, seasoned pros. And he's in his depth. Do you know what I mean? He's not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. He's very welcome amongst this calibre of players, man. He doesn't look out of sorts at all. And Pep wouldn't play you if you did. I don't know Einstein, but Scott's saying there's quite a few Blues out there already, which is good. It was dead. The game I watched yesterday, Lyon, Red Diamonds, it was dead. There was no one in there. There was a little pocket of about 20 fans. They were going mental, in fairness to them. Elise is going to do Rodri here. He's done him. Oh, Rodri, well played, mate. What a tackle that was from Rodri. So good. He was getting done for speed, but his big galloping stride, his leg was just long enough to get back and get a vital touch on it and take the ball right off the tip of Elise's toes. Really good. Potentially, well, maybe, Rico Lewis, future captain. So good, isn't it? Phil Foden and Rico Lewis now are almost, you know, they're not guaranteed starting 11 because who is? Rodri, Ederson, and even he's not guaranteed really, is he? I think Rodri's probably our only guaranteed starter. Definite, like, if we're playing a Premier League game and Rodri's fit, Rodri plays. Definitely. Everyone else, maybe Haaland when he's fit. Ederson and Haaland are like 95% always there, aren't they? But, I mean, Phil Foden and Rico Lewis are well in that next bracket of players that are in and out of the first team and rotated a little bit. A lot of minutes. Rico Lewis this season, we're going to see his minutes potentially doubled compared to last season. Yeah, and De Bruyne. Yeah, forgot about him. It's mad that. Kevin De Bruyne, absolutely. Forget about Kevin De Bruyne. So good that we're doing this without Kevin De Bruyne. But ball whipped in, Kyle Walker, it's landed to Jack Grealish. Go and get your second, Jackie boy. Handball, he's shouting. It's not on that, though. Nathan Ake comes in, and it's ricocheted horribly off Nathan Ake, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Jack was crying out for a handball there. I don't think that was a handball, because I'm pretty sure the... is it Nathaniel Klein who tucked his arms in? Have another look now. Yeah, nice. It's by his side. It's not a penalty. Haaland's defo a starter. For us, I mean, yeah, for us, but I'm talking about Pep, like what he considers as someone who is a definite, what Pep Guardiola does. I know me and you, and as fans, we'll all pick Haaland as our favourite centre-forward, and Kevin De Bruyne starts, and for me, Ederson starts. But yeah, Rodri's the definite. Rodri's Pep's definite for me. I don't think he'd play a game without Rodri if he could. I mean, we saw it last season. The proof is in the minutes that Rodri got last season. How much Pep used him last season. Nearly burnt him out. You know, Pep was so... like, pushing Rodri's muscles to their absolute limits, wasn't he? And I mean, in fairness to him, he didn't let us down for a second in that second half of the season. Rodri last season, it was incredible. 2-0 Newcastle, Fulham down to 10 men. Who's been your man of the match in this game then? Because I'm struggling to pick someone. I think Rico Lewis is up for shouts now because he's added a goal to his game. Rico Lewis is up for a debate. I think Jack Grealish has been good. Goal to his game as well. I think Bernardo Silva's been good. Alvarez has been okay. Phil Foden's been decent. We've not really been tested defensively. Gvardiol's been really active. He's been really present. Like, I've felt him on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? I've felt his presence a lot. His end product's been a little bit hit and miss, but still, like, mostly good from Gvardiol. Bernardo Silva. I think Walker's been good as well. Here he is, Kyle Walker. Back to Ruben Diaz. Walker. That's the cross that I'm used to seeing from Kyle Walker. It's just, Jack's just kept that in. That's the problem with Kyle Walker right there. You witnessed it. That cross that Jack Grealish had to chase all the way back to the opposite corner flag. Gvardiol. Grealish into Rodri. First time pass into Alvarez. Got to be forced away from goal, but he's drawn Anderson out of position. Now Alvarez get into that pocket that Anderson's left. But he doesn't. He's gone to the edge of the area. He's looking for space, Alvarez. I want him to get a goal, you know. It's a lot of pressure on him today because Haaland's absence. People will start questioning. Rodri's into Rico Lewis. Cushions it with like an overhead kick pass back to Bernardo Silva. Walker now. A third is coming. A third is coming here. Nathan Ake. Grealish. We've got to make it 3-0 here. Come on. We are bossing this game. Absolutely bossing it. It's been a brilliant performance. Bernardo Silva, step over. Does he beat Mitchell? No, he's got to turn back, but he's kept the ball really well. Walker. Edge of the area is Rodri. Little dink. Nearly tried it on there. Nearly trying to find Jack Grealish. Ruben Diaz. Loved that from Ruben Diaz. Kyle Walker. Powerful play from both Ruben Diaz and Kyle Walker there. Ruben Diaz stopping Mateta in his tracks, trying to bring it forward. Ruben Diaz says, welcome to the big Diaz wall. You've gone face first into it. Mohamed's gone Rico for man of the match. Jack's gone Ederson man of the match. Presume that's a joke, mate. I mean, he's got a book and a deck chair, mate. He's chilling at the other side of the pitch. He's got a blanket on him. He's got a cup of hot chocolate, a book, and a deck chair. He's been the most irrelevant person in the stadium, Ederson. Oh, his ball's whipped in. Who was that whipping that cross in there? Was that Ruben Diaz? What's he doing there? Ruben Diaz getting to the byline, saying, Kyle Walker, I'll show you how it's done. And it wasn't bad at all. Hard and low. Caused Dean Henderson to panic. Nathaniel Klein's fed it down the line. Ake's going to come flying across. He doesn't fly in, though. That is the intelligence of a world-class defender from Nathan Ake, then. He was about to go flying in for a slide tackle, and he just stopped himself at the right moment because he knew Elise was about to get there first. He didn't have a rush of blood, didn't get overly excited. He stopped him in his tracks, and instead, rather than going flying in and potentially give Crystal Palace a free kick and give them an opportunity to get the ball into our box, he doesn't do that. He stops, he puts his hand on Elise, makes Elise turn round. Palace have to pass it backwards, and now Palace have lost the ball. All because of the brilliant... This is what I'm talking about, the level of defensive intelligence that Nathan Ake has, man, is second to none in our team. You know, all of our other defenders would have gone flying in for that. Flying in, because it was such a tempting 50-50 ball to go crunching in and potentially give away a free kick, because Elise is a tricky customer, man. He's tricky. He could have done a little flick, beat him with it, free kick. These little moments, they amount to things over the course of a game. They really do. I don't know who assisted Rico. I think it's not going to go down as a Rodri one, because I don't think Rodri touched it. But it was a ball that came down and looping in, and Rodri just was like smashing his way through into the box. And all the defenders were drawn to Rodri. And the ball just like fortunately lands next to Rodri, where Rico Lewis is stood a couple of yards away from him, and he just drills it. So I don't know who the assist was. Is that all it was? 1,000 in a 20,000 seater stadium. You can't manufacture passion, can you? I mean, I'm all for leagues trying to be successful. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with Saudi Arabia trying to do what they're trying to do. It doesn't bother me. Good luck, though. You know, you're trying to become a Premier League. No chance. Not a chance. You can't just manufacture heritage and historic prestige overnight and passion. Football fans that have gone through families of generations of family members being passed down from dads, granddads, great-granddads and great-great-granddads have all passed down their passion for their club down generation after generation. You can't snap your fingers and pay a load of money and make a league the greatest league in the world just like that with a load of money. Doesn't work. Can't do it. William with the super chat, really appreciate that, William. Thank you very much. It feels so good to dominate and feel no stress. It's been a while, hasn't it, William? It does feel like it's been a while. We have dominated games, but that second part in your sentence, feel no stress, is thanks to the second goal. I mean, 2-0 is a precarious scoreline at the end of the day, isn't it? It's still not done this game, but it does add a level of comfort when it's Manchester City, because you know we don't give that many opportunities away. At 1-0, it's horrible, and you're panicking. You're wondering what can happen at the other end, and it gives the other team confidence. 1-0. 2-0, they've got to come forward aggressively, and I say that, they're doing that right now. They're into the penalty area. Ruben Diaz, it's 2-1, just as I'm saying that. What a load of shit. How much do you want to put your own foot firmly into your mouth? I'm sucking on my own fucking toes right now after saying that. 2-0 makes me feel comfortable. What a load of shit I just said. What a load of shit. 2-1. How's about the stress now, William? You're stressing it now, mate. Fuck. Long ball over the top. Easily found. Schlupp chases it. Gets it across Ruben Diaz. Hooks it across the goal. Mateta's waiting in the middle of the 6-yard box, sliding in. Taps it into an empty net. Nathan Ake was... I mean, if Nathan Ake gets a touch, it's an own goal. So there's not much else he could have done there, to be honest. That was on William. The whole Etihad just... that William in that typical City super chat, mate. He's fucked us. Let's blame William. Let's not blame me. I don't want to get the blame for that. Well, no man of the match now for Eddie. That's it, Jack. Edison, like, yeah. I'm joking, like, I'm taking this lightheartedly. It's 2-1. How is this game 2-1? Right. I'm sitting up now. It's like when you concede a goal on FIFA. You sit up in your chair, don't you? And you cross your legs and you lean closer to the TV because that makes you better. That's what I'm doing now. Chelsea 2-0 up against Sheffield United. I can't believe this is 2-1, man. It makes it sound like a close game. If they steal a draw out of this game, I don't know what I'll do with myself. That sounded bad, that didn't it? Not that bad. But I will be gutted. I will be absolutely mortified if we do not come away with 3 points in this game. And the fact, I'm even annoyed that we're struggling. And struggling in terms of the scoreline and making it sound like a close game. We have battered them in this game. Rico Lewis, Foden, Alvarez, poor touch from Alvarez. He didn't even get a touch on it. He just let it run past his foot. What can we do? What can we do to affect the game? City's bench. It's got Phillips, Stones, Kovacic, Ortega, Gomez, Akanji, Nunes, Bob and Sissoko. I mean, Bob leaps out to me on that substitute bench as someone who could be a bright spark, a goal threat. Do you want a goal threat right now? Do you want to be more game management though? Look after the game. Win the game. Just win the game. That's all that matters. We don't need to make it 3-1. I think we as City fans know how we've played in this game. So even coming away with a 2-1, let the rivals think, oh, it was close. I mean, fucking, no, it wasn't. If it finishes 2-1, this was a 2-1 massacre. This is, if there is such a thing. And it's frustrating that the headlines and the image of City right now is getting bumbling over finishing lines and just beating Luton 2-1. And right now we're just 2-1 ahead of Crystal Palace. In reality, the Luton game should have been 3-0 at half-time. This game should have been 3-0 at half-time. Should have been 4 or 5-0 by the time Crystal Palace scored. Not clear-cut chances we're creating, to be fair. Not too many clear-cut chances, but enough to be more than 2 goals up, to have 2 goals to our name. Is that right? 80% possession. See what I mean? Dominating. .74 it's dropped to. 18 shots we've had, so we have created plenty. Bernardo Silva's been found beautifully. He's gone onto his right foot and his rover ran it. Unlucky from Bernardo Silva. It was a lovely ball fed over to him. I think it was Gvardiol who finds him. Palace are bringing on some subs. 2. Armada's coming on into midfield. Ridevold's gone off. Schlupp's coming off. And França has come on, who I don't know much about, to be honest. I think this is his second Crystal Palace appearance. So, very little knowledge on him. We need Bob and Nunes on. I don't know who we do need on. I think we need John Stones on. That's who I think we need on. See, I'm more of a protect what you've got mind than let's finish the game off. It's risky. There's pros and cons to it, because if you say let's protect what we've got, that you could say that's inviting pressure on. Inviting Crystal Palace to come and score a second. Going for the third, you kill the game off, but you're leaving yourself open at the other end. You know? So it's you give and take. Game management is vitally important. And how they've scored, man. How have they fucking scored? I can't believe it. Because we all of a sudden the Etihad doesn't look as good, does it? As a fortress. Having, I mean, Liverpool and Spurs are different opposition compared to referee. Fucking hell, França. That's the first little glimpse of him there, manhandling Kyle Walker. Diaz bringing it forward. Grealish. Yeah, I'd bring on John Stones. Maybe for Rico Lewis, which sounds harsh, but drop Stones into defensive midfield alongside Rodri and have Foden floating in the pockets behind Alvarez on his own, because at the minute Rico and Foden are floating behind Alvarez. Take Lewis off, or Foden off, to be honest. Probably Foden, actually, because I think Rico's been playing better. I think Rico's offering more in this game. Ryan says that City third goal will come. I hope you're right, mate. Latu Pizza, good to see you. Yeah, they did. It was a simple goal. Gamer Boys saying exactly what I've just said, pretty much there. I would say take Lewis or Bernardo off. They've been controlling so much they might be tired, and bring on Stones. Put Rodri higher up on the pitch and keep Stones in central defensive midfield. Possibly. Rodri going forward would have to be mindful of that, because Mustafa's pissed. He wants Scott Carson being brought on. Kyle Walker, really good header back to Ederson, who rolls it straight out to Bernardo Silva. City very slowly mounting a counter-attack, but Bernardo Silva being really intelligent with the ball there, slows it down, turns at a 90-degree angle and comes right across the halfway line and sprays it out to Gvardiol, and City keep the ball. This is what we need. Just possession. You know, they can't score if we have the ball. Let's keep the ball a bit. There's going to be an opportunity for Palace to at least attack. Whether it's a goal-scoring opportunity, I'm not so sure. There's going to be a moment for Palace in this last, 6 minutes plus injury time. Kyle Walker, Bernardo Silva. It feels harsh, this. It feels harsh to be 2-1 up. Grealish, middle of the park, out to Walker. City are controlling this reasonably well. 3 shots Palace have had, 1 on target. 18 shots, we've had 8 on target. Anurag Verma, why aren't we good at stopping the counter-attack or creating a counter-attack? Because creating a counter-attack is because we're rarely attacked. So you can only counter an attack when you're attacked. And we have the ball for the majority of the game, and teams usually sit in front of our box. But you're right, in terms of preventing the counter-attack, it's something that's been a thorn in the side of Pep Guardiola's entire managerial career, of which some seasons he's managed to nullify it. Last season, perfect. Very rarely did City get hit on the counter-attack last season. But even in his Barca heydays, teams were breaking on them. And it's the risk. It's the risk and reward of Pep Guardiola's style of football. The answer's always been to invert players, create a numerical overload, and it's it's less dangerous to be countered down the wings than it is right down the middle of your team, right down the heart, through the spine of your team. And we've been able to prevent that by inverting players and having a numerical advantage and being quite narrow when we lose the ball, and having like Diaz and either Gvardiol or Ake, whoever it is in this game, to be narrow and allow them to go down the wings. If they're going to counter-attack, they've got to go down the wings, which is still dangerous, but it's not as dangerous as sprinting right down the middle, is it? So, but yeah, no, we need to nullify these little moments like this. Going 2-1 down just feels daft. Lovely footwork from Phil Foden. He's fed Gvardiol. Gvardiol into Rico Lewis. He turns. He feeds Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. Bernardo Silva against Mitchell. Bernardo Silva whips it. Oh, it's saved. Gvardiol's going to chase this. He's going to go out for a throw into City. It does. Take your time. Chill on that. Chill on that throw-in. Another save from Dean Henderson, who was injured before. He seems all right now. Yeah, you did hear that, Ego. Pep doesn't like counter-attack, he said in an interview. No, you did. Yeah, I heard him say that. In terms of his own team doing counter... He was talking about the Bernardo Silva goal against Aston Villa. Was it 2 years ago? Unbelievable goal, that was. It was Riyad Mahrez on the edge of Villa's box. They were attacking. Keeps the ball really well. He feeds Fernandinho. And hang on a minute. Palace are coming forward here. That França looks quick. Rodri! Love it. Absolutely fantastic from Rodri, that was. Brilliant power and strength. Wins the ball back, helps his teammates. Kyle Walker was struggling there. Foden's now carrying the ball forward. Wins a free kick. Superb play from Phil Foden and Rodri. Superb. In a moment like this, when you desperately need, and Palace were... That França looks quick. He looks quick. He's leaving Kyle Walker in his dust, which is not a sentence you hear very often. But yeah, that counter-attack goal against Villa was so good. Who remembers that? Was it Gabriel Jesus who crossed it to Bernardo Silva? First time side foot volley. I think that's one of Bernardo Silva's best ever goals for Manchester City. He scored a screamer, Bernardo Silva did, at Old Trafford in the League Cup as well. Right into the top corner. Newcastle 3 up. Grealish is almost playing left back a little bit now. Grealish. Ake down the straight through the middle into Foden. Foden out to Grealish, who's very deep now. Grealish offering Ake an option should he want to go out wide. Diaz. Walker into Lewis. City playing a bit of keep ball, trying to lure Palace out of their positions. Walker coming forward. Bernardo Silva tries to dink a through ball into Walker, but it doesn't come off, but he gets it back anyway. Diaz. Ake. I'm nervous. I'm really feeling something. Oh, don't do this to me. There's no way we shouldn't be winning this game. No way. They're trying to kill the game with passing, and I like it. I like the attempt, what they're doing. It's intelligent. It's the right thing to do. You can't afford to make a mistake. That's the issue, because they're waiting to pounce, Palace. They've got 5 players in our half now. Make that 6. One's just joined, Richards. Rico Lewis, by the way, has shown an unbelievable level of maturity in this game. He's the nucleus of what I'm talking about now in terms of City keeping the ball. Rico's the centre, the epicenter of our possession-based football right now. It's been brilliant. Ederson. Oh, he's giving it away, Ederson, to Elise, who's intercepted it. He's going down the wing, though, now. He's been forced away. Jack Grealish, he's beating Jack Grealish. Elise's cross, leave it! Going out for a goal kick. Fucking warning, Ederson, you have a quiet day. You have a quiet day, and that's exactly the sort of thing that can happen when you have a quiet day. Eberechi Eze is coming onto the pitch, which is not good news. 4 minutes of injury time, which is good. I haven't heard 4 minutes in a long time. I absolutely agree with you, Jeff. 4 minutes, not too bad. Exactly, I'm surprised. Very rarely is there 4 minutes. Normally it's like a minimum of 5, isn't it? With the new time-wasting shenanigans. Bernardo Silva, really unlucky there. Tried to go down the line with a little dink over the head of Mitchell, over his own head and Mitchell's head, but he runs it out for a throw-in. Got 230 people in the building. If you could drop a like on the stream, it really would help. Thank you very much. Come on, Alvarez, says James. Need 4 minutes of control. And so far, Section 20, they've done exactly that, City. It just felt like we were hit with a sucker punch out of nothing. And in fairness to them, there is 3 minutes still to go. Ederson's booted it out for a throw-in, and Pep does that at him. He does that at him. John Stone's coming on. It's like a boxer, isn't it? He's just received a punch they just weren't expecting. He's steadied himself. He's found his feet. And he's just reassuring himself and finding his feet. And City have done that reasonably well. But here come fucking Crystal Palace. Piss off. Elise working into the penalty area. Don't do this to me. He's backheeled it. Elise, edge of the area. Alvarez has slipped. Still, Palace. Rico Lewis. Big tackle from Rico. Feeds Alvarez. Get strong, Alvarez. There, brilliant. Steps in front of Elise. It's Richard, Alvarez. And he goes back to Gvardiol. Rico Lewis. Absolutely fantastic. Blocking Schlupp. I think it wasn't Schlupp's shot, sorry. I think Schlupp's not even on the pitch anymore. But, big block from Rico Lewis. And they're in again. France is in again down the right-hand side. Ake to beat him. It's gone back post. Walker with a vital header. Fucking hell, we're hanging on now. Don't you do this to me? Bernardo Silva. He's lost the ball to Mateta. Rodri wins the part of the crowd. Oh, no! Phil Foden's given away a penalty, you fucker! You absolute fucker! Fucking hell, Phil. How the fuck has this happened? Fuck's sake. It's a fucking penalty. There's no way Ederson's saving this. I'm telling you right now, there's no way Ederson's saving it. It's a stonewall penalty, if I've ever seen one. Phil Foden has just booted him. Mindless defending from Phil Foden. Mindless. Totally lacking awareness. Spatial awareness. Clearly, Mateta's going to step in front of you in that situation. You were not the favourite to win that ball. It's a stonewall penalty. There's no way this is going to VAR. They're not going to have a look at it. This was done and dusted at 2-0. Absolutely done and dusted. What are they looking at? I'm fucking speechless. They're hanging on for something here. What are they looking at? Penalty. As soon as you get me excited. Typical. Elise steps up. There's no way. Ederson just does not save penalties. I don't think I've ever seen Ederson save a penalty, so I don't think we can expect one today. Elise staring at the ball. Can't believe this shite. Here he comes. Elise puts it in the corner. 2-2. What a fucking joke. Absolute fucking joke. How have we come away losing 2 points out of this game? How has this happened? Fuck's sake, Phil Foden, man. Why are you doing in that individual error again? What a shambles this has become. What a shambles this has become. I'm lost for words. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that. I cannot believe it. Ego, you're right. This is summing up our season at the minute. It's like you're looking for, like, do you look for someone to blame or something to blame? See you, Timmy. If Liverpool wins, they go 6 points clear, do they? City trying to bring it forward. Hang on a minute, fuck's sake. Palace are bringing it forward now. Eze bringing it forward. Oh, fuck off. There's no way. There's no way they're going to make it 3-2. France are bringing it forward. It's coming all the way across the goal, for fuck's sake. Elise's chilling now. He's chilling. He's taking the draw. I wouldn't blame him, to be honest, but... It's absolutely shell-shocked. I said it at 2-0. I felt like that was a real cushion that we haven't seen in such a long time. But that old chestnut, that saying that they always say, it's such a precarious scoreline, 2-0. And it's a free kick to Crystal Palace, right by the corner flag. They have an opportunity to make it 3-2 and beat us again at the Etihad. This is infuriating. With Fekir, we don't kill games. Yeah, we certainly don't. Not at the minute. This has gutted me, this. This is harder than any of the results prior. Free kick coming in. Cleared, not entirely. Edge of the area. Eze drills it over the bar. That'll be full time, will it? There you go. Full time. Roy Hodgson with a big, disgusting smile right into Pep Guardiola's face. Fuck off. Honestly, I'm absolutely gutted by that. Gutted. That hurt more than Villa because of the 2-0 lead. The performance was a joke against Villa. Today we played really good football. And even when they scored, we were managing the game really well. They were offering nothing at 2-1. Nothing. And all it took was them to get into the box, one attacking opportunity, and I said they would get an opportunity to do something. And Phil Foden has lost his fucking head. He's lost his fucking head, and he should go and apologise to the rest of the team after that, because that was a dire, dire mistake in a moment where you needed the coolest of heads. The coolest of heads. And you've lost your rag. You've blown up in here. Mentally, you've blown up. And you've cost us 2 points by swinging at it when it was never on. That Mateta was going to win that ball all day long. And he absolutely booted him. It was the most stonewall penalty I've ever seen. And I'm sorry, Phil. You've got to go in that dressing room and say, sorry, I've let the team down. He looks like he knows. He doesn't need me or anyone else to tell him. He knows. I mean, Palace are celebrating this, going absolutely fucking wild. And do you blame them? Do you blame them? But, I mean... This is the sort of game, I don't know what I mean, from Finland. We need Haaland and KDB. I mean, if we had those two players, yeah, that would have been a bag full of goals. I feel like that would have been a bag full of goals. But we talk about our players missing. Crystal Palace were missing half their team. They were missing half their team, man. Absolute joke. Joke. Gutted. Gutted. Anyway, Blues, I'm going to call the stream there. I'm going to do my match reaction after that, so that's something I'm not looking forward to whatsoever. So come and join me for that. That was a sell job, that wasn't it? I hope that advertised my next stream to you. I really don't want to do it, and I can't be bothered, and I'm really not looking forward to it. So come and join me. Come and watch me be miserable. That'll be fun. Gutted. Absolutely gutted. But anyway, the chat's been amazing. The game was amazing until 2-1. Until 2-1, the game was just a joy to watch. I was really enjoying watching City play. And then kaboom. Capitulation, if I've ever seen it. Joke. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me in the chat. Really do. Hope you all, if I don't see you before Christmas, which I'm sure I will see most of you, have a good holidays and all that, because we are getting close to that time of year now, aren't we? But really good to see you all in the chat as well. You've all been really cool and really good to talk to as usual. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.